With the scripts installed and the necessary files in place, we're ready to convert a document. This is the InDesign document into which I'll place the LaTeX file, and I'll show you the LaTeX file. It's a fairly clean text. Let's see what we got here. We've got a chapter title and a label for a cross-reference, same section, and a label. We've got a figure here, more figures, we've got a couple of equations here, and also here we have a table. The end result is going to be this. This is the output of a LaTeX job, the LaTeX file that I just showed you. Like this, just the figures and some equations. And the file runs up to here, because after this it's more or less the same. So the easiest way to get a LaTeX file into InDesign in this case is just to copy it and to paste it like this. So here we have the raw LaTeX code in InDesign. I'll remove the grid, we don't really need it. Now, I mentioned in the previous video, showed you that there's only one single style in this document, which is this body style. And the only thing that the body style sets is the typeface, which in this case is minion, the type size, and the leading, which is 10.5 on 11 on 13. But you should use whatever you want to use. And the paragraph style also sets the paragraph indent. The script creates a body style for unindented paragraphs, and it also creates all the other paragraph styles and indeed all the other styles. So there's no styles at all, no character styles, no object styles, no table styles, and no cell styles. They'll be created as the script runs, as we'll see in a minute. Okay, so let's run the scripts. So this is the LaTeX to InDesign, is the basic converter. Run the scripts. As you see, the styles are being created on the fly. Done. Now, most of these styles, so for section and chapter, are skeletal. Over here it just says bold, so you can actually see them a bit easier in the text. You specify the styles later. We'll come to that at the end of this video. So let me hide all those panels so we can see what we got here. We have here a label, reference. These are the label and ref commands which have been placed on the pasteboard. You can see where they go if you, first of all, you show the hidden characters, and then also in view extras show text threads. It shows not only the text threads here, but also the anchor points of these anchored frames, so you can see where things go. So for example, this figure, which is our anchored frame. You can see that its anchor is here, so that means that the figure code was somewhere between these two paragraphs. And we have a figure here. A figure is, there's a label in the figure. I'll get it out of the way a bit. The figures are a text frame. This is a text frame. The text frame contains, see, this is the text frame, and the text frame consists of an image. The image is an inline frame in the text frame, and the caption. The caption is not numbered yet. We'll do that in a separate pass. And you can see the structure of this image first of all in the story editor. It's over here. Ooh. Where are we? Edit the story editor. Like here, so you see this is the figure, this is the inline figure, and this is the caption. You can also see the structure in the layers panel, and the layers panel will be one of your big friends, because already here you can see the benefit. You see here that this is the figure, this is the placed image, and this is the caption. But this is the label in the caption. Later on we will see it even put to better use. Right, so yeah, here these yellow highlights are for math. Everything that was math, coded as math in the LaTeX file, is highlighted with a text condition. And conditional text here, you reach it, by the way, in the window, like here, type in table, conditional text. I have everything that I use a lot, I can reach with one or two shortcut keys, which is very efficient. In conditional text, and it's just to highlight the text so you can see it easily. So let's have another further look. The first thing, of course, that you'll see is this awful. This looks dreadful, but it's a very innocent. It's a display bug. So we'll decide that all the math is fine, so we'll just delete the text condition to get rid of this awfulness. Here, these pink boxes, these are missing characters that can't be displayed in the selected font. We'll deal with that in a minute. I'll get rid of that thing. We also see here, for example, this blue box. This is a comment in the LaTeX file. A comment after percentage sign. Everything that follows a percentage sign, an unescaped percentage sign, is a comment, and these are moved to the pasteboard in separate frames. What else have we got? There's more figures and labels. Yet more figures and labels. Here we have a table. The tables are also like figures. They're anchored text frames, so you can see where in the text the frame goes, which is makes it easy to place them. And what else have we got? We got here. Yeah, alright, so equations. Let's first get rid of these pink boxes. So clearly this must be a math symbol. F8 shows you the info panel, and it shows us here this 221D, which is indeed a math symbol. So the minion doesn't contain this character, and so we need to apply a different font to it. And we'll do that by using a separate script like this one. The PDF manual has the details on how you can get this script. Replace missing glyphs with a font, but we want to use a character style. I haven't added it yet, I don't think. Yeah, so we'll create a new one, style for it. I'll use Cambria because it has a very good math character set. Cambria math, that's all we need. Now we go back to the script, apply style, math. Where did it go? Yes. That script works only with character styles in the main group at the top level, so it doesn't see scripts, it doesn't see styles in style groups. Okay, try again. There we go. And run. Invalid find font. Okay, fine. So here you see these characters have been placed. More on, well, you may notice this citation here. This conversion script that doesn't deal with citations. We do that with a separate script later, and it's also a separate video. Equations. I'll briefly outline the equation here. There's a separate video that deals in depth with equations. Here I'll mention that they are in their own paragraph style, display equation. The number is in a separate frame, because in InDesign paragraph numbers are they should be character attributes. Unfortunately, they're not. They're paragraph attributes, and therefore, if we want to have a paragraph number at the end of the paragraph, you have to put it into a separate frame, which is this one. It has its own object style, equation number, which you see here, and here this is its anchor. This is a fairly simple equation. How they dealt with, again, it's in a separate video. Here you can see this object here is a small graphic line, and it's used to store the original Latex equation code with the equation, and you can see that in the script label. But I'll first show you the layers panel, you click here, you see that I select this one here. This is a graphic line. The script labeled its LaTeX code. You see, there's two more equations here. LaTeX code, and the code itself is in a script label, which you show here. You go to Utilities, Script Label, and here is the original code. So for each equation's original code is stored with the equations. The reason for that is that these equations are fairly simple, so the script will be able to deal with them. And script in fact deals with quite a lot of equations, but inevitably there will be equations that the script cannot handle, and so you have to find a different solution for that. What those solutions are, I point out in the LaTeX, in the PDF manual. And so here are other equations. This is really very simple. Do we not have something more interesting? Well, like, oh, we saw this here. Oh, this is a bit more complicated. Right, okay, so I'll hide all the panels again. Now the next step would be to actually place the figures. To do that, to place a figure, so these are now floats, like LaTeX. LaTeX, when it places figures and tables, they're placed as floats. In InDesign, that means that they're in separate text frames. So what you do is you grab, so we want to place this figure at the bottom of this page. At the bottom of this page. Like here. There it is. But when you place floats, you can't use anchored text frames. They have to be made independent, so to speak. And in InDesign speak, that's you should release them. And the way to release an anchored frame is you right-click it. You go to Anchored Object, Release. As you can see, I applied a shortcut key to it, Ctrl-Alt-Shift-R. Any action, any script that you run a lot, do apply a shortcut key to it. There we go. So you see that the anchored symbol of the whole frame has disappeared. This frame has an object style applied to it, figure, and that sets text wrap to prevent the text flowing behind or in front of the frame, and it also has wrap set, a wrap offset, so it keeps space between the figure proper and the text. So we'll continue doing this. Here we have another. This goes here. Yeah, this sits at the foot of the text frame, but that will be when you fix the styles later, then that'll be handled with a keep option. Let me see. So we take this figure and we place this at the top of this page here, and we release it, of course, there. And the next one, figure, release, there, figure, release. I'll put it here. These placements are still relatively provisional because all sorts of things need to happen to the text. The cross-references need to be resolved, so the text is going to reflow a bit. So maybe these figures go, to the foot of the page or the next page. We'll see. So that's this done, and finally we have the table, which I'll first release it, and I'll place it here. If you want to do some more to the table, either you can do it like this and center it, or whatever else. You could change the object style to fit the table, and all sorts of other possibilities. Like this. So this intermediate result, I'll save it. Demo 1. Right. Next step. What will we do next? Next step, we'll do the cross references. Here's the script label. No, we'll do, before we do the cross references, of course, we'll number everything. We number all the chapter titles, section headings, and the captions with this script. So here we go. So it's very quick. This probably will be part of the converter proper, integrated, but since this is still early days, I keep things separate. So similarly with placing the figures that could be added to the converter, but I've felt it was a good idea to keep those things separate for the time being. So here is everything numbered. You see here's a numbered figure is numbered. The numbering is part of the paragraph style. See the section numbering. It uses its own list type, chapters and sections. This is the code for the chapter number. This is the dot, the local number, so to speak, and this is an EM space. The chapter number you can set by going to the first page of the section, numbering and section options, start number at 2, for example. See, all the numbers are updated, including here, everywhere, numbers updated, and table. Figures and tables have their own numbering scheme. We don't need this one. Numbering. And as I said earlier, the paragraph numbering is a feature, an attribute of the paragraph, which is unfortunate because now in this case the number, the name or the stub, so to speak, must be part of the number. So that's why figure is part of the number. The figures use their own list style, their own list. So they are numbered independently of the sections. And the same goes for, of course, for tables, which are, see, the table name, so to speak, the stub name, is part of the number. and tables have their own list because they need to be numbered independently of figures and sections. Right. So now we can do the, I'll save it again. Now we can do the cross-references. Also very quick. This, as I mentioned, this is a chapter in a book. So really you would do the cross-references only if you have all the chapters done and added to an InDesign book file, which is a wrapper which contains all the books, all the chapters, and then run the cross-reference script against the whole book. But it's illustrating. It's useful to run it against this document because, of course, it's this at this stage the script can't resolve the document external links. So we have these labels here still sitting on the pasteboard, and here these white, if a cross-reference was resolved, the tint is removed from its frame. So here you see a white. So these two, the reference itself, see figure 2.1, and here is its target, so to speak. Target. So since this is resolved, it's better to leave them until you've done the whole book. But if all the cross-references have been resolved, you can just delete these frames. You just you have a selected and you press del, you delete it. But on the other hand, you might want to keep them there. It might be clearer to keep them there. These reddish frames indicate that these have not been resolved, and here you have more resolved and unresolved references. The text, the cross references can be made visible here. They are in the cross references panel. These are the names of the labels of the text occurrences. So this is, and here you can select the source, and this is the destination. So this looks like an equation. Go to the source, that is here. See, equation, and this blue one, green one, go to the destination, which is here. And similarly, 2.1, go to the source, and the destination is here. And the same for the figures and the tables. And that, I think, is that. Right, so I mentioned earlier that you could use this document, the first document that you do. So there's 6 or 7 or 8 other chapters to do, and now this is a good moment to fix the styles. So one thing that you want to fix in the styles is to, for example, fix its keep options. So where are the keep options? Oh yay. Keep options. You say keep with the next 2 lines. See, now it's kept. You might want to set other aspects, so the section title. I must mention, so you should make the changes in the style. You shouldn't make changes local because they disappear. Sooner or later they're going to go. So you must change them in the style. But if you use a single monitor system, then of course the problem with this style panel is that it's very big. So what you can do is to make us a change local after all. For example, you want to set a bigger, you make this type bigger, and you want to set the space before and after. You want to add some space after 3, for example. Now you see this plus indicates that this is paragraph style override, and what you now do is you say redefine style. So now you redefine the style, and you work your way through all the styles. It's very likely, there's no example here, it's very likely that you want to change some things in the math styles. And once you've done that, I'll first save this again. Once you've done that, you delete everything. I just here, and I select everything on this page, and then I'll delete everything here. Now I have an empty document with fully specified styles, and I'll say save this as a template. No, I did this earlier. There you are. So the next steps for the conversion will be the resolution of the citations. You remember the citations were left here. It's a separate script, citations, and that's a separate video. Right, that's it.